want to take a couple minutes and talk about the PDF program here at Clemson and kind of what that means to me, what it's done for me, and all of that. So, looking back, I've been a peer dialogue facilitator for 2 years now, and there have been some really great parts of my experience. So I kind of want to share some of the parts of my experience that someone who has gone to a new student dialogue may not understand just from going to a new student dialogue. So in the new student dialogue, there are wonderful things that happen. You may have seen that in your dialogue, you might not have. But there are some really wonderful things that can happen in that space where we get to learn a lot from each other. I learn a lot from everyone, and I get to hear a lot of great things in that space, and I get to hear a lot of great shared experiences. I also learn a lot of things that I realize that sometimes not everyone is aware and is conscious of others' identities and making sure that others are comfortable in a space. So that's something that I've learned as well in that space. But outside of that space, there are some other great things to being a PDF. So some of those are in the classroom space. We have training. So we have training. We do classroom time, and we learn a lot about what it means to be a PDF. So I've really changed throughout that experience and become a lot better person. So and what that looks like is when we're in an intense space where we have there's say 15 to 20 of us, and us being peer dialogue facilitators and our mentors. And when we're in that space, it's definitely a great space for me to have a lot of growth. So one, I feel really safe in that space. So that space allows me to speak my discomfort, speak what what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and allow me to be passionate and excited or frustrated, mad, upset, whatever that is. So that's been really productive for me to express those feelings. And then beyond that, I've been able to explore myself a lot more in those times, because there's a lot of times where others in that room were comfortable enough to acknowledge different things, maybe about each other, or maybe about the things that we say in this space. So it's made me very conscious of a lot of my privileges. And so through that, it's made me conscious of how I go about the world and how I speak to others. So a lot of times I have a lot of privilege in most spaces as a white male, and so with that privilege, how do I use that? What does it mean? What am I saying? Um, and trying to make sure that I'm creating a safe space for everyone, because I have a lot of power to change a space through my identities, and I have a lot of power to control a space. So I have to try and avoid that as much as possible and make sure that I can help whoever needs to create a certain space create that space that they need. And so that's been really important for me to learn, and I still have a lot of growth left to do with that. But that's definitely one of the really important things that I've gotten out of the program, and I feel like I'm a much better communicator. I feel like it's much easier to work with people, and I just have a lot better time interacting with others that I might not necessarily have interacted with so much beforehand. And that's been such a great experience for me. And then facilitating the dialogues gives you a lot of skills as well. It gives you confidence. It helps you speak in front of others. It has helped me. It's helped me be a continual learner. And in that I mean every space I go into, I don't know what to necessarily expect. So I have an outline for the dialogue, but that may not necessarily mean I know where this dialogue is going to go. And that's one of the great things about dialogue. But that also means I have to be prepared to learn at any time. I have to be prepared to be told something I've never heard. I have to be prepared for all of those things, and being prepared for that makes me almost excited for it. And so in that way, I'm excited to hear new perspectives. I'm excited to hear things I haven't heard before because I know I can build off of that, and there's going to be a lot of growth from that. So that's been really important to me. So learning that, doing those things in that space, in the dialogue space, and being confident and being able to probe deeper and ask good questions and affirm others. Those are all skills that I can translate outside of the program that have been great inside of the program but are really going to make me a much better person. And so that's why the program essentially has been so great for me, because it has really changed me a lot as a person and made me, in effect, a much better person. So much more aware, much more conscious of who I am, and then how I go about other spaces and what I mean to others, and and how I affect others. And so being conscious of those things is a life-changing thing. It expands your experience. I can learn so many more things now. I'm open to so many more experiences, and that as a whole has made this such a great experience. So I would certainly recommend it. Like I said earlier, this is my second time, so I definitely wanted to do it a second time and couldn't wait to be back, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's one of the best parts of my day when I get to do a dialogue, and it's really certainly the best part of my day when I get to go to class. So all of those things really make this program such a great experience, and I think there's just so much to gain from it that it would be difficult to imagine my life without it.